Hello, YouTube. Chang is back. It's been a while, a couple weeks, I think, since I last shot and uploaded a daily video on YouTube. And there are several reasons why I took some time off again. And first off, I realized I couldn't really, um, while my human self can commit and try to intend and try to get into a daily habit, a daily routine. Yet I need to also stay true and faithful to the message that wants to come through. And how I'm designed, I am actually designed to work in bursts, spurts, and pulses. So at one time there may be a flow of energy and words, and after one round of it I may need to go into the off mode. Not it's not even a need, it's just how I'm designed. So there's a burst of flow coming out, and then some hiatus between another flow or pulse that comes. So I need to honor how I'm designed and how the energy and the message and the flow that wants to come through me. So that is not really designed for a daily commitment, a daily routine. And sometimes I would try to force a message to come through, and that may be a noble effort because I'm trying to keep a commitment, but at the same time, I know I am not designed to use sustained willpower or uh, make promises prematurely and out of a sense of obligation or trying to prove myself or prove my worth or something like that. All of this, um, if you look deeper into human design, you'll know what I mean. And most people, two-thirds of the population, are in the same boat. Uh, Not necessarily the pulsing part, but the daily commitment part, using sustained, constant willpower. It's not really available for two-thirds of the population. So doing something daily is only for one-third of the population. Anyways, uh, reason why I'm saying all of this, the second reason why I took some time off was I had a throat chakra upgrade. I mean, that's the esoteric explanation for it. The more tangible way to describe it was I had a sore throat. And ever since I switched to a new dietary regime, which I may go into in future videos or even this one, I rarely get sick. Okay, I almost never get sick. But I had, although I have no way of having a medical confirmation of what actually went through, I think what happened was some very, very old stuff, toxins and old stuff had to come out, and there was no way to go around me going through some sore throat and some tough inflammation in the back of my throat, or back top part of my mouth, uh, leading down to the throat. which I had to suffer um, a lot as a child and growing up. And so that was a very familiar feeling of the inflammation making it very hard to speak up. And all of this because it's already part of my philosophy that our bodies are a very accurate and multidimensional, even mirror of what's going on in our lives. So I knew I had to bear through that symptom. I don't want to say a new cold or flu that I picked up, which I don't think was the case. But um, it was my body cleansing up a very old stuff that had to be cleared out in order for me and my body to be restored to the original template of optimal health. And that is something to have an optimal functioning body from the original template is almost non existent in the modern human way of life, at least at the time that I'm shooting this video, late 2025. And I hope I'm actually pursuing that direction where I could help some people, hopefully many, 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 millions, even billions, reclaim that optimal state of the original template, optimal health, even God given version of health. But before then, we don't really have it because of so much obstacles and so much really like bad stuff that we're born into. Um, you can even say that's the original trauma. When we think of early childhood traumas, we may think of physical abuse, yes, um, and also emotional neglect or abuse. But at the same time, even without actual physical abuse like being hit, even without that, your body may suffer mildly because of the toxins and pathogens that we are born into, we are born with. And for more details, because I need to cite the source of where all this comes from. So, any physical condition, there's only one source you need to go to and learn and apply, implement. And that is called a series of books called Medical Medium. And there are 8 books out now. And those are massive, massive books, like advanced um, medical Bibles, as the author calls it. And I tend to agree because it literally brought me back from, as I like to say it in my native language, Korean, back from right at the doorstep to death. So it brought me back from hell, from near death. It was a prolonged near death experience for me, for like I don't know, close to a year or two, because throughout those like 2 years, even longer possibly, Every day was a struggle for me, stuck in a limbo between not even dead, but even even more struggle. Even I don't know how to describe it. You only need to go through that kind of debilitating condition that I went through, mostly bedbound because of fatigue, chronic fatigue, and almost all physical conditions, even those that may have been normalized by modern Western medicine, meaning like it has become a part of an average human existence, doesn't mean that it's the way it's meant to be. This just because it's common doesn't mean it's like how it was designed. So the level of health that we are used to, um, if it's here, then we're designed for so much more than that. But just because this is the observed average and the mainstream society doesn't know how to go beyond it, how to address the underlying causes and conditions, and even acknowledge this subpar state as problematic. I mean, that's actually the first step we need to take, I think, for the general populace. Okay, not necessarily the medical world, because I know um, many of the doctors and the actual people in there, except for a certain small minority, I hope, is actually genuinely in there with goodwill and good heart, wanting to help people. So, but they're not given the adequate tools. Tools being the information between information behind the cause of those conditions, and also what to do about it. Like, to put it simply, why you're sick and what to do about it. Anyways, I'm just talking about all of this without filter because during my hiatus, while I was going through that off period, coupled with the throat chakra clearing and upgrade, I was told I needed to speak. And I've been getting the same message from several of common sources, from mainly from YouTubers who channel and who channels and psychics, channel messages and uh, deliver psychic messages. And I don't just trust those sources blindly, as I mentioned in an earlier video at this time, but also it can be a trigger and a reminder of a deeper truth that lies within, deeper inside me, which is where everything, the source of everything lies. I knew I was shown by another psychic woman, not a YouTuber, in a private session. It's not like she told me. I saw my own vision, and speaking was a big part of what I am here to do. And interestingly, that was even at the start of that 2 year prolonged near death experience, that uh, bedbound struggle that I had. And so it made little sense given the general environment I was in when I was revealed that vision through my own internal vision when I was having that session with that psychic woman. That was one of the things that actually made sense in that difficult time. So I knew I had to, not that I had to, if I were to come out triumphant at the end of that health struggle, I knew a big part of my new life will be speaking. And I knew through my experience that my way of speaking is exactly like this. Although my logical human mind is still having a very difficult time understanding how this mode of recording a video can amount to anything. The two YouTubers that reminded me that I needed to start speaking on an even more regular basis, both of them use this exact setting. Okay, no script, just showing up. Uh, Minimal, sometimes no editing. I mean, the only edit would be just cutting and pasting or even like splicing two videos together. And I really like them. So I want to create what I like, or what I like to see, what I resonate with. And so, despite having no real clue as to how this rambling may impact anyone on a bigger scale. Okay, I'm used to touching some people on a smaller scale, like dozens of people. That's maximum. But I haven't seen yet reaching hundreds and thousands and even millions potentially. But I was told in no uncertain terms that this exact setting, just showing up, no preparation, no planning, no scripting, no filtering, no even trying to make an impact on someone else's life while doing this. Doing it only for the sake of the message coming out. And I'm really enjoying actually what I'm doing right now. And I think part of this was meant to serve, at least I don't know, for the next couple months, as a documentation of my own glow up. Because that is another message that I keep getting is very near. And I don't know if you have been watching some similar videos or getting some similar messages, and while I would very much appreciate it having been here already much earlier, But another lesson I had to learn is there is divine timing in everything, and it is already here, despite the appearances. Divine timing is already taking care of everything. And so there is very little that I need to do or I can do to influence the timing of things. The only thing I can do to stay sane and healthy mentally is to distract myself toward the things that I actually enjoy doing in each and every moment. So the pauses I take, and I really appreciate some of you letting me know that these pauses are actually valuable, and I agree. And today I am taking much less pauses than usual, and that is because, well, number one, because I took a long break, and now the there's been a build-up in my thinking, what I may have to say if I were to resume these daily shootings. By the way, I don't know if I will stick to the intention of shooting these videos daily, although I'll try, but I can't make any guarantees because of my design. I can only stay true to how the message wants to come through me, and I know the main mode is in pulses, in bursts. So how long that burst will stay based on a daily rhythm, how long that burst will stay open and on, I don't know. But hopefully, I want to stay open and be talking like this every day. That is my aspiration. Okay, not necessarily intention, because intention means I will be able to influence. But aspiration is, I hope. I don't know if it will ever come true, but I think aspiration is actually a better mode of navigating the reality, for me at least, than intention. And intention means, well, it at this stage in my life, it feels kind of a little too forcing, a little too untrusting towards the divine timing and divine coordination that's behind all things. So even though reality and actually the pace of things happening may not match what my human self would like to see, nothing devastating has happened to me so far. Nothing of a real deal breaker has happened to me so far. So I am encouraged to keep up this level of trust, and even more so. And I don't know what that looks like, because it's been nerve wracking, the rate of change that's been only racking up even faster, even more. And my logical mind is it's already long past the stage where my logical mind can have any say in the matters, and even like keep up with how fast things have been in flux. And it still wants to uh, have a say, And I think the last ditch effort that it may take is trying to make sense of things. Okay, even if it cannot keep up and trying to manipulate, but even when it's lagging behind the current happenings, it can try to pick up the pieces and try to piece them together into something that makes sense. And even then, I don't know, in time, may prove detrimental to me, and I may even have to let that go. But it's because it's part of my design, it will still be happening. I know it will still be happening, regardless of how much I try to become mindless or free of thoughts, which is really an illusion, in my opinion. And some other people with different design, because it's all different based on our own unique design. But for other people with open head center and open ajna center, for example, in human design terms, uh, they may be able to attain a thoughtless state, and for a prolonged period of time. Okay, but for me, uh, I know it's in I am wired to actually, like, my mind is wired to be active, and so what's one more thing I learned, despite what someone else may tell you to be an ideal, and the only way we can navigate this life of ours, or to be more specific, the only way you, as a unique person, a unique being, can navigate your own unique life is to make sure you don't go against your own design, your own makeup. And that design and makeup is not just something that's been imposed on you, although it may look that way. It's actually a collaboration between your soul and your body, or the body that your soul picked to come into. So it's a delicate dance, a beautiful dance, really, between your soul part that comes from beyond the stars and your body, mm, which originates from this planet, planet Earth. Father Sky, Mother Earth, as so many indigenous traditions would say. What else do I want to talk about? I talked about a lot of things today, and it was arguably the most free flowing and satisfying for me. And I'm told that will be the sign of actually this message being more impactful for those that it's meant to reach. But at the same time, I'm told not to care about the effect, not do these things because of how many views, how many subscribers this video may attract. Not even for the impact. not even for the good this will create in the world. I'm told to do this just for its own sake, which is exactly how I'm designed. And it's really refreshing, you know. I could experience being present. I don't know if I have ever experienced being this present while embodying my voice for this long, for half an hour. And it's quite an amazing feeling. I will have a lot more to talk about from now on going forward in future messages. And so, yeah, I think this is a great time to wrap this message up. And I feel a lot more centered in talking about myself and what's going on in my life, like I did today. And hopefully, that is what's actually meant to come out of me through me in this particular period in time. So, thank you for having been with me, and I'll see you in the next one.